Hi Stampers, this is Trevis. Welcome to Video Tuesday. Hope you had a great weekend. And so today we're going to make a card using some new designer series paper from the online exclusives. I'm going to use two different ones on this card. I'm also going to be using everyday arches. These dies, there's 10 dies, they nest. They're awesome for scrapbooking and card making. So today I'm going to be using two different colors of pink. I'm going to be using Petunia Pop and Bubble Bath. And I love these colors together. So let's get started. I'm going to use my blend markers, make a cute card today. So less chatting, more stamping. Let's get started. Okay, so today I'm going to be using a piece of Bubble Bath for my card base, 5.5 by 8.5. Fold that in half. Okay, and then I am going to take a piece of designer series paper. Now this paper is from Celebratory Sips, and this is the floral piece. There's a lot of, drink DSP. It's got little drinks and different things on it, leaves and things like that. But this piece is the floral piece, and on this side is Old Olive. But I just love this, and it goes so well with this paper. So I am going to, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere this, but I'm not going to adhere it in the center. I'm just going to adhere it on the edges, and I'll show you why. Okay. So I'm going to glue this down. This is 4 by 5.25. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in one of my everyday arches. Okay, so this die right here. So there are 10 dies, and I kind of call them by numbers. So the largest one is 1, 2. This one is 3. Okay, so I'm going to be actually using 3 of them today. I'm going to be using 3. I'm going to be using 4, and then I'm going to be using 6. So, and then this is 7, 8, 9, 10. So the smallest one is 10. That's just the way I call them, so I can kind of keep track of them in my brain. They nest, and they don't nest far apart. So if you want a bigger border, you need to choose like every other one. So I'm going to run this through my cut and emboss, and I'm going to open this up. So no problem cutting through 2 pieces with your cut and emboss, but you need to use your regular size cut and emboss. Your small mini won't work for this because it's too wide. So I have it here, and I'm going to run it through. Okay. Not going to bring it up on the table. You just have to trust me. Okay. Run this through. And then I'll show you what I'm going to do with it. Okay. So I have that through. And it does cut through both pieces at the same time. And they are not glued together. They're not supposed to be, because I did do just the edge. So hopefully they didn't cut through. There we go. I mean, hopefully it didn't glue. There we go. Okay, so what I want to do now is I am going to go ahead and adhere this on the inside of my card. Okay, so that when you open it, the arch of the DSP will be inside. So you just close your card, lay it on the inside, glue it down. When you open it, it'll be perfect. Okay, all right. Now, I don't really need this piece right now. I'm going to put that off to the side. I'll use that on another card. I do have another piece of designer series paper, and this is from Florals in Bloom. This is another piece of designer series paper from the online exclusives. It's a 12 by 12 pack. It's number 165175, and the back is gorgeous. This side I thought would go really well with this DSP. Okay, so I'm just going to glue this down. This is 4 by 1.5. So I'm just going to glue it down right here on these edges. I don't really want a lot of adhesive on here. Okay, so I'm just going to glue this down right there. Okay, so I don't want adhesive on the center. Oh, I did put a little too much adhesive. I think I went over a little bit. Rub that off. Because I don't want it to glue to the inside of the card. I just want it to glue to this front. Okay, now I did cut out a petunia pop out of, and I said I was going to be using different sizes. So this one and this one are going to nest like that. So as I said, this one is number 3. Okay, so I have number 3. And then this one was, let's see, I think I have this right. This one was 4. Yep. So this one was 4, and this one is 6. Okay, just like that. Okay, so I cut out a white one out of 6. I cut out a petunia pop out of 4. Okay, and this is actually going to lay on top of this. So I'm just going to put adhesive right here, and I'm going to center this over the top of that opening. And when I open it, you'll see what I mean. Okay, so that is going to hold that in place. You need something to anchor it to. And so this piece, this 1.5 by 4, is my anchor so that I have something to anchor this to. Hope that makes sense. Okay, now I have this piece, and this is going to go on top. Oh, I didn't cut that very well. That's okay. I can trim it a little bit and make it better. I don't think it'll be that noticeable. Okay, so before I run this through I'm going to use an embossing folder, and I'm going to use Glass and Gardens. These are actually designed to work with your mini cut and emboss, but oh, I love these so much. There's 2 of them in a set. Before I run it through, I want to stamp on it. So I am going to use Charming Day. So this is a bundle that is going to be available on July 1st. It's called Charming Day. There's a whole suite, but the bundle is 8 stamps. Okay, and then inside you get, how many? 8 dies. Okay, so some of these are freestanding dies or bonus dies, and some of them actually cut out the flowers. Okay, so I've made a few cards with this already, and I'll show them to you at the end of the video, other cards that I've made. But I really like this Happy Birthday. So I am going to use Happy Birthday, and you're thinking, well, Trevis, that's a little too wide for that piece of cardstock. Yes, it is. So I'm going to use my marker, and I need my scrub, which is where, oh, here it is. Okay, so you do need your scrub handy because you're going to need to clean your stamp really thoroughly. Okay, so I'm going to do Happy. So I'm using my Petunia Pop Stampin' Right marker, just using the side of it, and I'm just coloring in Happy. Okay, so I'm going to stamp that up here. Okay, and then I'm going to clean my stamp really good on my scrub. And then I'm going to do Birthday. Again, same way with my Stampin' Right marker. This is a little longer video. So on Friday, I did a really, really short video, a sympathy card. If you like short videos, you probably like that video. If you like a longer video, you're going to like this one. Okay, so I'm going to stamp Happy Birthday. So that's how you can make a longer sentiment into a short sentiment. All right, so now I'm going to run that through my Glass and Gardens embossing folder. So this is not a 3D. This is a thinner embossing folder, so you just need plates 1, and then you sandwich it between the 3s. Okay, so take 2 out and sandwich it between your 3s. Okay, so let me see if I have it. Yeah. All right, so then run it through your cut and emboss. And this would work, this embossing folder will definitely work with your mini cut and emboss. That's what it's designed to work with, but if you have a large one, it'll work with that too. Okay, so can you see the texture now? So you want to stamp first, texture second. All right, so now I'm just going to adhere this right here, just like that. Okay, close up my marker. So you can buy a set of these. These are the in color markers. You can buy all 5 of them in a set. 2024-26 in color markers. Does it say the item number is 163829? And you get all 5 of the new in colors. Okay, so now I get to use my stamp set. And the flower that I'm going to use is this one. So I'm going to stamp this in white with a memento pad. I don't even need those pads, actually. I'm just going to stamp this in memento black. I love that stamp so much. You guys know I'm a flower girl, how much I love flowers. Okay, so I'm going to clean my stamp. Put this away. All right, now I'm going to color that in using my blend markers. I am going to use Bubble Bath, light and dark, Petunia Pop, light and dark. And then for my leaves, I am going to use Lemon Lime Twist, light and dark. Okay, so I'm going to start with my light Bubble Bath. And I'm just going to lightly color in my flower. And using the side of my blend so I don't destroy the tip. Coming through, okay. I'm gonna let that evaporate and I'm gonna do the light Petunia Pop on the bigger flower. I'm sorry, the smaller flower. Obviously this is the smaller flower. Okay. So if you haven't tried the blend markers, they are they're alcohol based and they're in our colors. So, whoops, something just fell behind me. I think it was cardstock. But they are in our colors and they're so easy to use. Look at that. Can you see how pretty that is? And then I'm going to come back with the dark Petunia Pop. Obviously, not an artist, but guess what? They make you feel like an artist. Okay, so this is the dark, and this is the light Petunia Pop. Lemon Lime Twist. I'm just going to come through and do these really quick. And then, of course, we have the die that's going to cut this image out. So I can't say always, 95% of the time I buy the bundle. Because if I don't, I usually end up coming back and getting the other piece that I didn't purchase. Because I think, oh, do I really need the dies? Or, oh, I like to fussy cut. Maybe I'll just fussy cut them. Usually not the case. I usually come back and get the dies. So get your 10%. Buy them from the get-go. Okay, so now I'm going to use the die. And I'm going to cut this out. Just like that. So again, I have my cut and emboss here. Now I have to put plate 2 back in. because I took it out. So you have to have plate 2 when you're using your dies. So you need 1, 2, and then sandwich it between 3s. Always, always, always do a sandwich, because otherwise it will warp your dies, and it will also warp your embossing folders if you don't do a sandwich. And nobody likes to have their stuff ruined. Okay, look at that. So cute. All right, now it did move a little bit, so I think I'm just going to trim that real quick. Just a little bit. I have so much white showing there, and I'm like, oh, I don't really like it. My own fault, because it moved right at the last second. All right, looking good. Okay, so now I get to add this to my card. Now I have to be careful while I put the glue, because I have these openings, right? And I don't want glue there. So I have to be kind of careful where I'm going to put the glue. So what I think I'll do is I will open this up. I will lay this down where I want it. Actually, I think if I put it right there, I don't need a whole lot of glue elsewhere. I think I'll just put glue right here. And glue right here. A little bit right here. And that'll hold it nicely. Okay, does it need a ribbon? I have this Petunia Pop ribbon. And I'm thinking perhaps it does. I'll think about that. But on the inside of my card, because I have this, I want to put this inside. Okay, and it's not gonna, it's the same size as the Petunia Pop, but at least it's something I can write on. So I'm gonna go ahead and adhere this to the inside of the card. So the inside of the card is just as pretty as the outside. I may end up adding a bow. Not sure. I don't know if it really needs it. It's so pretty the way it is, and this is definitely the focal point. If I wanted to add a little Wink of Stella, I could maybe do that, but I just don't know if it really needs a bow. The only place I would maybe add a bow is right here. Let's do it. Let's see. If I don't like it, I won't add it. Okay, so I'm just gonna tie a bow. Not going to make it huge, make it kind of small. Like that. Could add it right there. Ooh, I don't know, that looks pretty cute. Yeah, I think I like it. It might be a little long. Cute. I think I'll do it. I'll just add it with glue because my mini glue dots are across the room. Look at that. I think it added something. I think I like it. That'll dry. There's my finished card. I hope you enjoyed it. Now let me show you a couple other cards I made. So this is one that we made yesterday at my stamp club. Okay, so you can see this one I did with the pencils. I actually colored this in with the pencils and a blender pen, which if you haven't used a blender pen lately, they're awesome and they're great for blending. Okay, so there is another card I made with the pencils. And then this is so simple, but I just love it. This, one of my team members came over to stamp, and we actually created this card. So this designer series paper, I think it's called Irresistible. Well, it's already embossed. So all I did was sponge a little cloud cover ink, and then I stamped that in basic gray, the image, And then I stamped this and embossed it and cut it out of silver. So that card was so simple to make. So I hope you enjoyed these cards today. This is going to take a while to dry. But once it dries, it's going to really be nice and solid. Okay, so there are the 3 cards. I hope you enjoyed the video today, and I will see you on Friday. My name's Trevis Bossler, a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in St. Louis, Missouri. Thanks for watching. I hope you'll subscribe. Bye.